off!
Stop the bleeding first. Stop the bleeding.
Oh shit, he's got a fucked up cat.
Pressure. Cause some pressure. There you go. Cause some pressure.
If there's any mace, I have milk.
Hey, cause some pressure. I got more if we need. You know what day it is? What's your name?
It's like 2 inches. Got a medic right here. Already on point.
How old are you? I
was confused a little bit.
I got milk right here.
He's got a bunch of minutes. Take a screenshot. Get this out.
Heritage Foundation did a written about it.
Congressman, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. We do have some breaking news. We're looking at live pictures coming out of Berkeley, California that I talked to you about earlier in the show, where we're seeing a scuffle right now. It's getting pretty ugly, as you can see. These are pro and anti-Trump protesters that, as you can see, are having a bit of a skirmish. They're throwing punches, it seems, throwing each other up against a wall. We've actually heard reports of tear gas being used, and police are in riot gear there. Again, these are pro and anti-Trump protesters in Berkeley, California, on this Saturday afternoon. And we're going to have much more coming up after the break. Keep it here. You're watching MSNBC, everybody.
"21 arrested as hundreds of Trump supporters and counter-protesters clash at Berkeley rally." Page St. John contact reporter. Hundreds of pro-Trump demonstrators and counter-protesters clashed Saturday at a Patriots' Day rally in Berkeley, the third time the groups engaged in violent confrontations on city streets in recent months. Fistfights broke out near Martin Luther King Jr. Civic Center Park, where Trump supporters had scheduled a rally. Fireworks and smoke bombs were thrown into the crowd, and a few demonstrators were doused with pepper spray. Both groups threw rocks and sticks at each other and used a large trash bin as a battering ram as the crowd moved around the perimeter of the park. One bank boarded up its ATMs before the rally as a precaution. About 250 police officers were deployed to the scene by mid-afternoon after officials sought assistance from the neighboring Oakland Police Department. 21 people were arrested, including some on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, according to Officer Byron White of the Berkeley Police Department. 11 people were injured with at least 6 taken to a hospital for treatment, including one stabbing victim. Police confiscated knives, stun guns, and poles, White said. Stuart Rhodes, founder of the citizen militia group known as the Oath Keepers, said he came from Montana with about 50 others to protect Trump supporters. They were joined by bikers and others who vowed to fight members of an anti-fascist group if they crossed police barricades. "I don't mind hitting the counter-demonstrators," Rhodes said. "In fact, I would kind of enjoy it." But Rhodes credited Berkeley police for new tactics that mostly kept the two sides apart and our side chilled and relaxed, though sporadic fights broke out among both groups throughout the morning and afternoon. "It's getting sporty," said Oath Keeper John Kariman, 59, who is from Missouri and was among the group's security leaders. A.J. Alegria, 31, of Sacramento said he also came to Berkeley to help defend Trump supporters. He said he pursued a counter-demonstrator down a side street and found himself surrounded by a dozen protesters in black masks who he said attacked him with sticks and pepper spray. "These people create violence all the time, somebody has to stand up to them," said Alegria, who was injured in the fight. He was treated by Trump supporters who bandaged his head, washed off the pepper spray and gave him encouragement, saying, "You've earned your stripes, brother." Alegria wasn't the only one injured. "Stand up, America. Stand up," shouted a Trump supporter in the middle of Center Street with a bandage on his head and streaks of blood on a sign that read "Stop Liberal Intolerance." Brenna Lundy, 28, said she drove from San Francisco to attend what she thought was an organizing event against the alt-right. As the violence unfolded, she stayed and attempted to talk to some of the people shouting insults at her. "So I genuinely wanted to talk. I am trying to talk to you," Lundy said to a woman screaming at her that Obama hates blacks. Another woman from the pro-Trump side came up to Lundy and, putting a hand to her ear, said, "Ask her why she hates white people." Lundy looked confused. She gave up and turned away. "This is more of a riot," she said. Meanwhile, giving a speech at a well-secured end of the park, alt-right blogger Lauren Southern railed against societal change, Kim Kardashian, and the media. She called on members of her movement to realize Trump is only a foot in the door. "We must become like them, subversive," she said of her opponents. The rally, one of many held across the country, was sponsored by the pro-Trump group Liberty Revival Alliance. A regularly scheduled farmers' market, which is usually held adjacent to the park, was cancelled as a precaution. A single vendor showed up Saturday to sell organic produce. "Rain or shine or fascism, we will be here," said a young woman operating the cash register. Berkeley Police Sergeant Andrew Frankel told CBS 5 that police would have extra patrols on duty in case things get out of hand. "We've staffed accordingly and are preparing for a number of different contingencies," he said. About 24 police officers showed up at the park early Saturday and set up a narrow entrance to control access. Those entering the park were prohibited from bringing the following items: metal pipes, baseball bats, poles, bricks, mace, knives, rocks, glass bottles, eggs and tasers. Dave Gottfried, 58, a self-employed Berkeley artist, passed empathy kisses, chocolate candy, out to both sides. He had hoped to show empathy is the beginning of understanding. "I feel we are going down the rabbit hole," he said. Last month, 10 people were arrested and 7 others injured at what was supposed to be a pro-Trump rally in the famously liberal community. In February, a scheduled appearance by conservative provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos was cancelled amid a violent protest at UC Berkeley. The unrest underscores the heightened political tensions that have taken hold since President Trump took office in January. Meanwhile, several thousand anti-Trump protesters marched through downtown Los Angeles on Saturday to demand the president release his tax returns. The peaceful demonstration was one of dozens of tax marches, held in cities around the country on the traditional deadline for filing federal income tax returns. Marchers filled blocks of closed-off streets as they walked from Pershing Square to City Hall, waving signs and chanting "Donald Trump has got to go." Among their placard messages, "Prove you have nothing to hide," "Donald ducks his fair share," "No 1040, no peace and I pay for your golf trips. Do you?"
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago. And so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.